welcome to Gaming Gold, episode 14 for July 25th, 2013. My name is Jordan Rader. I'm your host as always. And this week I want to talk about FireFall, which is a game that just hit open beta. It's been in development for a very long time by a studio called Red 5 down in Southern California. They seem like very cool guys. I've watched some of their videos and interviews and stuff like that. They seem like very cool people. And so I want to talk about that this week, but I also wanted to just bring up a couple little things. I know I talked about I'm going to update the logo design, and I possibly have a new show coming, that type of stuff. I'm waiting for the show anyway. I'm waiting for some feedback from Game Breaker TV, those guys over there. I would love to do the show with them if possible. And if I can't do it with them, that's okay. I'll just do it myself, and I'll just bring it to you guys. But it will be about Final Fantasy. I have a title for it. I have, what I basically want to do for the show each week with it. So I have all that stuff set up. I'm just sort of waiting to hear back from Game Breaker and see if they're interested in doing a weekly Final Fantasy show. So that's that. The logo design, I haven't worked on nearly as much as I want to, or should have, and that's mainly because I've been playing FireFall. So, and school. School's taken up a lot of time. Got a really good class this month, so I've been watching a lot of videos, reading a lot, taking time doing the activities and things like that that are part of my class. So, haven't had as much time to work on free time to work on stuff as I would like, and that free time that I have had has been consumed by FireFall. So let's jump right into FireFall. Now, the game is an open beta, and it's an extremely fun game. I'm enjoying myself immensely playing it. But it's not for everybody. And I've seen a lot of people in chat that are just like, "Oh, I don't know what to do. What's going on?" Because after probably the first 30 minutes or so, the game doesn't tell you anything. I take that back. It tells you things. It just doesn't tell you how to do anything. It doesn't, you don't have okay, here's the newbie area, and okay, there's the guy with the exclamation point on his head, and I go talk to him, and he tells me to go kill 10 rats, and then I go kill 10 rats, and I come back and talk to him. He says, "Oh, well, hey, there's a cave over there. Why don't you go get me this thing out of the cave?" And you go get the thing out of the cave, normally killing 10 more rats along the way, and you come back, and the game isn't set up that way. The game just isn't. There are what they call battle frames, which are your classes, and you can change to any one you want. There are advanced battle frames with like specializations and more powers and different types of powers and stuff like that you can unlock either by paying real money, because it's a free to play game. You can either pay real money for them to buy tokens, or you can level up your frames. So each time you get to a certain milestone leveling up your frame, whatever frame you're leveling, you get a token. You get 10 tokens. You can use 10 tokens to unlock a new frame. Each frame gets you 12 tokens if you max it out completely. So there are 5 original frames, there are 10 advanced frames. So if you max out all the original frames, then you have enough to unlock 2, you can keep going. So, so that's the basics of leveling up in the game. You level up in the game by collecting resources, using those resources to manufacture equipment or things like that, and you get XP for everything you kill, everything you do, and then use that XP to level up your frame, along with Crystite, which is a resource in the game, but it's basically your currency. Some crafting things will require it, but it's basically your money. If you have a crafting thing that says requires this much of this mineral, this much of this gas, and this much of, and this much Crystite. Basically, that Crystite is saying, well, it costs you this much gold. effectively. If you're used to playing World of Warcraft, it would basically be like saying, okay, to create this hammer, or any other fantasy RPG really, MMO, whatever. It basically is saying, okay, to craft this hammer, you're gonna need 10 pieces of iron, a piece of wood, and 5 gold. Well, to equate that to FireFall, it's okay, you need 10 of this mineral, 1 of this gas, and 5 crystite. Now, those are completely made up numbers. They don't equate to anything actually in the game. I'm just pulling numbers off the top of my head. But you get the idea of how it works. So to sort of power up your character, it's not this linear, straight up progression. It's not like, oh, I gained a level, I'm more powerful now. Um, it's about unlocking things and building things. So my first class that I played was the Dreadnought. They're sort of a tank DPS hybrid, and then their advanced frames are a really tanky tank type guy, and a really deep and a DPS type guy. I like the class immensely. It's a lot of fun. I'm now playing a Rhino, which is the DPS path, because I finally got enough tokens to unlock it. So, so the thing is, the way you advance is you spend XP, you get unlocks on your battle frame, but that unlock on your battle frame doesn't necessarily give you that much power. It's more of a width. It gives you more options. So there are 3 different things you can level up on your frame, and then there's a bunch of unlocks. So if you do the unlocks, it gives you more powers. So it'll give you access to your different abilities. It allows you to equip better jump jets or servos or plating or your passive. It allows you to equip better gear. So you do what those unlocks. And then you have these paths, these 3 paths. You have mass, power, and CPU. And as you progress those, you can equip stronger and stronger gear, because you might get armor and it says, oh, you have to have a mass ranking of 6 to unlock to equip this. Well, if your mass is 4, you can't equip it regardless. So you get your mass to 6. Now you can equip it, and you get whatever benefits that armor has: more health, damage reduction, whatever. Um, and that's pretty much the way the game progresses. Now, when you get to your advanced one, so like I'm playing the Rhino now, and it's an advanced version of the Dreadnought. So I can equip any of my, and this is where it starts getting really interesting, is I can equip any of my abilities from my Dreadnought on my Rhino. So if I had an ability that I really, really like explosive ammo, I love that ability, on my Dreadnought, I can unequip it from my Dreadnought, or if I have a different version of it or higher level version of it, whatever, I can, and then I can equip it on my Rhino, and now my Rhino uses one of its ability slots instead of, so instead of having gravity well, I can have explosive ammo, and it allows a lot of customization and a lot of uniqueness without changing how powerful you are. You can do the things that you like to do, and play the way you want to play, and you're still pretty balanced with everybody else. I mean, there are certain classes that are better at certain things, like the engineer classes are better at defending thumpers in a lot of ways. Thumpers are the things that allow you to gather minerals, allow you to gather the things to craft, minerals, gases, all type of stuff. So they allow you to gather those components. And the thing is, whenever you drop a thumper, you then have to defend it. The thing is, engineers are really good at defending them because they can put down turrets and things like that, and then so you have these things that are auto targeting and auto attacking and all those types of things. So they're better in that regard. Um, and there are healers, and there are all different types of battle frames that are better for different things. So first you pick a battle frame that you like to play. If you like to play a sniper, then you want to be recon or the advanced versions of that. If you want to be a healer, then you want to be a biotech or the advanced version of the biotech, which is Dragonfly is the straight healer, and then they have a DPS version that's called the Recluse, which is all damage. They forgo all their healing stuff. So you want to be one of those. You can sort of pick your playstyle and play however you want, and then on those advanced ones you can then take abilities from this lower one if you want to sort of customize the way you want to play. And of course, there are ones that are better and worse. And if you want to be the optimal this or whatever, then you want to take these abilities. But in all reality, you pretty much just play however you want and you do stuff. And that brings me to the last sort of point, is that that's the whole point of the game. The game is what's called a sandbox. Most people, most MMO players today are used to playing a theme park MMO where you're led this area, this area, this area. Once you do this, you do that. Once you do that, you do this. And you just keep moving through the process. In a sandbox game, that doesn't happen. In a sandbox game, you're basically like, here's your toys, go play. And it's up to the player to decide what they want to do, how they want to do it, and that type of thing. So if you want to be, if you want to go and thump for your entire life, and all you want to do is defend those thumpers and get resources and stuff like that and sell them on the auction house, you can do that. And if you like doing that as a healer, you're probably gonna have a hard time doing it, but you can do it. If you want to thump by yourself, you can. But if you want to get with a group and do it as a group, and put down larger thumpers that have more and more enemies coming and harder enemies coming and things like that, but you get a lot more resources for those. So you can do that. But hey, none of your friends are online, none of your guild mates, so they call them armies in FireFall, none of those people are online. You can just pull out your solo thumper and go do it. You don't have to worry about it. But if you want to run Ares missions, which are basically the sort of missions that you would normally think of, go into that cave and retrieve this. That's effectively what they are. You get a little thing that pops up on your map that says, hey, there's guys over here. You want to go help? And you go and do it. Or you don't do it. You go do something else. So you have all these different things. And there are like sort of milestone quests in the game that unlock things. So when you very first start, they'll have quests that, sort of walk you through, here's how to thump, here's how to shoot something, here's how to, equip your frame and stuff like that. They will walk you through that type of stuff. But once they've done that, they don't anymore. They don't keep saying, okay, well, here's the next quest, here's the next quest. They're focusing on other things as designers than, building quests. So that's the major points of the game. The game's a ton of fun. I've dropped a ton of time into it over the past week or so, week and a half now, something like that. So yeah, if you go in game and you want to find my character, I'm on a character called Frost Shadow. You can find me there on FireFall. And hopefully I will have more news for you on shows and things like that next week. I'm also hoping Andrew is actually coming out here to visit because he moved about a year ago to the East Coast, so he's going to come out here to visit us. And I'm going to see if I can get him live in the room with me, and we can do a live show with both of us here. I think that would be kind of cool. But we'll see how that goes. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next week. Hello everyone, thank you again for watching, and if you would like to follow us on your favorite social media site, we are on Facebook at facebook.com/gaminggold88, on YouTube at youtube.com/gaminggold88, and Twitter, mine is at Jordan Raider, and Andrew's is at Charles Goldwing. Thank you guys again, have a nice day.